This is my trusty 1992 VW T4. I bought it about 1 or 2 years ago and it didn't let me down. Yet. About 1 month before my journey, I started working on the interior. Nothing fancy, just a bed and some storage. I welded the bed frame out of the old office table of my back then roommate and friend Simon. Even the wood panels on top are made from our old kitchen table to save money. To finish it off, I attached a net on the roof for some more extra storage. On the side, I built some tools like a shower, a laundry machine, etc. Maybe the last thing I should address on my car is the paint job. Some of you may have already recognized it. It's from the movie Kill Bill. I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan, so 1 week after I bought the car, I repainted it. Let me say this much. It can be a blessing and a curse. All the people on the highway, on the streets, laughing, honking, snapping pictures, can be hilarious. But on a Monday morning at the gas station when you're really not in the mood for anything, it can be pretty annoying. Also, some people, especially people who don't know Kill Bill, really don't think it's funny. Also, I'm surprised there weren't any broken windows or eggs yet, since it can also come over as very sexist. Which really wasn't my intention, although I can understand where they come from.
Well, I didn't choose this burden. The burden chose me. It's been put upon my shoulders by the evil demons of...
Well, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Pussies first, bitches next. This is me. Yes, the idiot trying to adjust the camera with his tongue out is me. My name is Elias, better known as El Melon. I'm kidding. I got this nickname when I worked in garden construction. I used to eat half a watermelon and one honey melon each lunch, so they started calling me Melon Boy. And since I'm in Spain now, I made it El Melon, which I think is pretty funny. I'm trying to explain just a little bit about myself as quick as possible so I won't bore you guys. I just think it's important for you to know in order to understand where I am now and why I do all this. I'm 26 years old now and I was born in Bern, the main capital of Switzerland. When I was 15, I came out of school, which I barely finished, and I had absolutely no idea what I want to do. I really struggled to find a job because usually in Switzerland, after school you do a 3 to 4 year long education or at least go to university. Both of which I didn't do. I just never felt like working an ordinary 9 to 5 office job, which is why I always felt like it's pointless for me to do an education. So with 17 I moved out of my mother's home and worked many shitty paid jobs with very bad working conditions. Because in Switzerland, without an education there is just not much else you can do. I always quit these jobs after a few months and made many attempts to start my own business. Since a very young age, I've been painting a lot and I still do to this day. Art has always been my passion and always will be. But sadly my art just never worked out. I sold a few paintings here and there, but never enough to live from it. So when I turned 18, I really got into motorcycles, choppers specifically, which became my second big passion. I started building and painting my own choppers, in which I tried to connect my two big passions, art and motorcycles. With that, we come to one of the big reasons I decided to move away. In Switzerland, you are very limited to what you can do with bikes. Every little thing you do costs a fortune to be accepted by the local authorities to get it street legal, which makes the whole chopper freedom thing just something reserved for bankers and other rich persons. So if you see someone on a nice old school 60s chopper, it's often not a cool do-it-yourself shed build, it's someone who's got tons of money and probably had someone else build it for him. It's just missing the point in my opinion. So discouraged by that fact, I tried other things. I've been programming and making art for games since I'm 12 years old. I did tons of work in that area, and it's probably the area I'm most experienced in besides art. So 2 years ago, I quit my job once again and wanted to create my first big game, alone. But I just never really was able to work full time on it because money kept running out. So I was always forced to go back into construction work, where I did stuff like roofing, garden construction, electrician, carpenter, vent builder, solar panel builder, and so on. I just didn't know what to do anymore, and I was scared to end up as an old depressed man, always talking about how he always wanted to move away and fulfill his dreams. So I took the last bit of energy I had left in me and worked 2 more months in construction as a roofer. For the first time in my life, I put money on the side. It's really not a lot, but it should be enough to keep me down here for 1 or 2 months until I find work. So I bought some filming gear and packed my things. Now I'm sitting here in the Tabernas Desert, writing this script and feeling alive for the first time in 12 years.